Igbo businesses do not fail. Why? Because there is a master. If you run short of capital, there is a base. Have you ever gone to Onisha market, a bar here, to buy goods, and you ask somebody for, even if you ask for 1,000 pieces of material or any item, you never hear I don't have. You never hear I don't have.
A network.
They say, let me go to my other shop. He may not have any other shop apart from this particular one. He has a network of shops, either his boys or his masters. Okay, all he needs is to walk into the shop and say, Biachukwu, give me 50 bags there. He picks 50 from there. He makes a call. He arranges 1,000 bags for him.
In a simple term, what is Nwaboy?
Nwaboy simply, loosely translated, means houseboy.
Houseboy.
Yes, houseboy, my boy. That is the concept behind it. And the concept there is a mentorship program.
In your own view, I would like to know, why is that this scheme or this model has been this successful?
It is successful because there are mentors to look up to.
Because the government is not actually sustaining it.
No. The day it becomes political, that is the day to fail. It is not political because it is culture. Culture does not fail. Culture is the way of life of the people. Your way of life cannot fail.
In a country where 33% of the young persons are actually unemployed and the various government initiatives have not been able to accommodate everyone. Now, there is an old system that has produced millionaires in the market in the different parts of the East and beyond. I don't know if you know the Igbo Apprenticeship Model, popularly known as the Nwaboy. You see, this Nwaboy system can it be redefined? Can it be modernized in a way that it can provide solution to this unemployment problem in Nigeria? I have a guest, someone that will be doing this conversation with me, someone that is well versed when it comes to this Nwaboy system. Now, we'll be discussing this Africa's most effective business model, the Igbo Apprenticeship Model, popularly known as Nwaboy. Please help me welcome Honorable Chuks, a businessman and an Igbo man by culture and by birth. Welcome, sir.
Hi, brother.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be on the Clockwise podcast.
Yeah, you see, Clockwise is one avenue where we actually highlight these things. It's so funny that we don't have a proper documentation of what Nwaboy is, what is Igbo, and it's one of the most effective business model Africa has ever had. It has sustained itself, even without government patronage.
That's correct.
So how does it feel to actually be an Igbo man?
Feels good, feel blessed. And I say that from a place of modesty. Because you look around, you have a lot of history behind you. You have a lot of forebears who have achieved a lot on their own, independently. In the Igbo culture, we say that Igbo know no king, not rebellion.
Yeah.
But it has an independent mindset. So coming from such a background, you feel proud to have such a rich heritage. Yeah.
You know, most people have only seen this Nwaboy business model on, let me say, mostly Nigerian movies.
Yeah.
You see, when they will say there's an uncle somewhere, he came to the village, he picked a boy, you understand? Those stories like that. You see, most people don't actually know what it is. I'd like us to start from the basis. Or better, let's start from the top to the bottom. In a simple term, what is Nwaboy?
Nwaboy is
Nwaboy.
Simply loosely translated means houseboy.
Houseboy.
Yes, houseboy, my boy. That is the concept behind it. And the concept there is a mentorship program. So there is a child, because this thing starts from infancy. I like to quote this every time. I said, Wenger, that great Arsenal coach, he said, to make a great footballer starts from 4. That's when you put that idea in the child's head. If you start at teenage age, it's already late. So that's the same thing with this system. For a child to enroll in that system, it starts from when they are very young. They can be mended.
Okay.
The system basically is this. You leave your parents' comfort zone. You leave your comfort zone. You go over to a master. And you live in the home of the master.
As an houseboy?
Yes. You live in the home of the master. You participate in everything that is done there. Domestic chores, you are there. You are part of the growing of that home. You actually serve the man. That's how we call it. They say, I'm serving my master. So you actually serve the master for 7 years. It's always a 7 years period. 7-year period. And during that time...
Is this 7 years fixed?
Yeah, loosely. Okay. I'll try to tell you how it is structured.
Okay.
So you come in. You begin to learn the basics. You join a pyramid. You join the pyramid. There are many boys. So you are one of those boys. So you are sent on.
So when you come, you'll be under.
Yes, you're under older boys.
Okay.
It's a pyramid, just like that. You're under older boys. So you run the errands, you sweep, you do everything you can imagine that you would do in a normal home. After doing that, you head to the business premises, to the shop, like we would like to call it. And you go there and start the main business. Now, this is the point. In the morning, you wake up, maybe let's say you sweep, you do the dishes, you prepare the master's children, and they leave for school. And you leave for your own school, which is the shop. The idea that you did all those things does not give you any excuse to go to the shop late. The same way there is discipline in school, there is discipline there. Okay. So even if you get to the shop with your master has the right to stop you and punish you for coming late. You understand? It's expected that you must get to the shop at the opening of the shop and participate. Also there, you have to clean up again. You understand? So when you go to this system, after maybe the first 2 years, you have a new set of boys also come. So you are now on the second rung of the ladder. You've gotten up. So at that point, you have started. Okay, now let me even go back to the first. In the first, when you get to the shop, your job is just basically to run errands. And watch what goes on. You are not permitted to touch money, touch goods, because you are just newborn. You don't know anything about the market. So you just keep watching how transactions are done. If they need change, they send you to go and get the change and bring all these kind of things. Okay? So you learn the lowest level of the business. By your second year or third year, you have picked up some sense of the business. So now you can be asked to dish out some goods, deliver this to this person. Okay? You go and you begin to make contact with the customers, understand how things are done. By your third, fourth year, you have become a middle level guy.
Oh, people are graded.
Oh my God. You rise through the business. And of course, this system graduates you in learning and in character. Okay? So while you are doing all this, you are given money to go and buy something.
It's part of the character.
The thing is 350. You are given 500. You don't bring back change. Your master has taken note. He may not ask for that change, but he has taken note that you are not honest. Those little things, you understand, can't build up to the reputation that you get in that shop. So by the time you are in the third, fourth year, your character has been established.
Okay.
You know, this one can be trusted with big things. This one cannot be trusted. So when the time comes for one to be given responsibility, the one that has any trust will be given that responsibility. So that's why you see, at times people complain, I served my master for 5 years, for 7 years. When it was time to settle, he gave me this and he gave the other one that. The master has weighed your capacity.
Okay, now there is no agreement of what the settlement will be.
There is no structural agreement.
So whatever the manager, the master
wants. Depends. It depends now. Depends now. You know, look, like this economy now. If they give somebody 1.5 million naira 5 years ago, and they give you the same amount, no, it's not the same thing.
Okay.
So a good master would know how to look at all that.
Okay, it's on the prerogative of the master.
Yes, but the basic things that you have to be set up. And what they do traditionally is that they give you your own shop. Okay, they rent a shop for you. Yeah, you rent a shop for you. Okay. And then give you take-off goods. But I talked about character. Let's assume that your master imports from China or those other countries where Nigerians like to import things. If you have proven yourself to be of good character, at some point your master may take you along on those trips. The idea is not that your master cannot travel alone. The idea is to introduce you to the source of the goods.
No.
You understand? So as he goes there, he introduces you to those people. This is my boy. He comes with you the first time, the second time. The third time, he may not come. Just sends you, go to Ching Chong Yi and get the goods. So you get there, my master says, the man already knows you. What does the master want? Of course, before you get there, I've spoken over the phone. But the man releases the goods to you and you bring them back in good conscience and in good situation, condition. And then, you see that? So when it's time to settle you, your master may not really have to give you bulk money. All he gives you is his good name. So he takes you to those people and hands you over to them and says, this is my boy. Give him goods worth 5 million. Let's assume that. Or even 50 million. And because the people trust your master stands shorty for you. They give you those goods. You go and fill up your shop, okay? And then you begin to sell. By the time you sell, you return the capital to them. And whatever profit you make, start growing from there. Now, as I'm saying that, play that back in your mind against a young man who has to start a shop, rent a shop, and start filling it with goods, with money from his own money or loan. How do you think it will fare?
Okay, now, there's a particular question I want to ask. Now, do you actually just see somebody, let's say in your locality, you see a man that is doing business and you admire the business, you just walk to the man and say, I want to be more boy, I want to come and learn? Or do people just go to the, how do they select people?
Yeah.
Is it a community?
You can admire a master.
Now you walk up to
yes, a child can admire a master. You don't walk up to a master. So you meet an elder to take you.
Okay.
You meet an elder and tell him that you like this line of business and you would like to serve. So the elder will now take you and talk on your behalf. That's how.
So who guarantees who stays at the shorty?
The person that takes you there. Okay. So let's assume you tell your father or you tell your uncle or that. That's one way you can go in. Or while they are just running around, your parents or your guardian can decide
okay,
and say this boy should go and learn so and so trade. They decide on your behalf. They take you there. They may take you there in tears. You are crying. You are not happy. Okay, you want to be running around the village, but they force you to that thing, and then you go there and you start the service. Then there's another model where the master may come to the village and ask families to give him
somebody.
Yes, each family should give him two. Or he just picks indigenous people in the community and train. So there are different pathways through which people enter. But all that matters is that once you are in, you prove yourself.
Okay, the number of years, must it be 7 years?
The 7 years there is that is around what is, I don't know who wrote that rule, but that's what we have come to see over time. And that gives a room for the person to learn and graduate. Okay? The first 3 years, you are in the servitude part. By the middle of your career, you have achieved a reputation. And those last 2 years, you are not really serving anymore. You are like a supervisor in the place. In fact, at that point, those boys begin to get some stipends.
Okay, they're not paid during this.
No. Nobody pays you a dime. I told you that you are being mentored. What
of their personal needs provided by the
you live in the man's house. As the children eat, you eat the same. Okay. Let's agree that your master is a good man. So whatever quality food the children eat, that same quality is what you eat. Okay. But then that is where the training comes in. I tell you, I said it that you are being trained in character and in learning. So now the children may be eating fried rice with chicken while you are eating empty rice. You understand? With crayfish. Training. If you know why you came, you focus on your crayfish rice and eat it. Okay? Knowing that you are being trained for greatness. And that is not because the master is wicked. It's because the master is trying to... Let me give you a life example. I remember following my mother. My mother used to sell here at the market at some point. So I remember we go there and I see some of those small boys being flogged. 24 strokes. They laid it on a bag of beans and flogged them. What's their crime? I asked. When I came from secondary school on my way back, I asked, why are they beating him so hard? They say he drank a bottle of Coke. Then Coke was like, if I remember well, it was like 10 naira or 15 naira way back then. Not this Coke that you're selling like this now. Coke was like 10 naira, 15 naira. So the boy sneaks out that money and goes to drink Coke somewhere, and someone sees and reports to his master. Oh, your boy is not drinking Coke. It becomes a very serious issue. And he's given 24 lashes
for drinking Coke.
What is the idea there? Is that wickedness? It is not. The idea is that they are trying to teach you that there is a time
for everything.
A day will come when your master himself will buy beer, not Coke. Okay? Pop the beer, fill a glass, and hand it to you and say, my boy, drink.
Okay, but you see, this is one of the problems people have, especially now with this system. Some critics says that this system is exploitative. That some others say that it is actually how can I even put it? It's outdated.
Archaic.
Outdated, archaic, that it does not align with the 21st century business model. Now, what do you have to say about that?
What is the 21st century business model? Success, right? This is a system that has produced more millionaires than any university, even Harvard. 1,000. Every big man you see somehow is connected to that process. Ask anybody. He has a master. That is why they cannot fail. Igbo businesses do not fail. Why? Because there is a master. If you run short of capital, there is a base. Have you ever gone to Onisha market, a bar here, to buy goods, and you ask somebody for, even if you ask for 1,000 pieces of material or any item, you never hear I don't have. You never hear I don't have.
A network.
They say, let me go to my other shop. He may not have any other shop apart from this particular one. He has a network of shops. Either his boys or his masters. Okay? All he needs is to walk into the shop and say, Biachukudi, give me 50 bags there. He picks 50 from there. He makes a call. He arranges 1,000 bags for you. All those, that's a network of shops. At times, he runs out of his own goods. Now, people that have crashed, they have financial difficulties, and they don't have goods. All they do is sell for others, get commission until they rise again.
Okay.
Or someone, that same lineage takes him back, okay, by providing a grant or loan or support. You understand? What is archaic about it? I agree. People these days don't want to be mentored. People want life soft. I remember growing up, if an elder gives you used shoes, you celebrate. But these days, I have shoes that I have used. They are still in very good condition, but I don't have the conscience to give it to a kid. Because, you know what they will say? He's wearing new shoes. He gave me old shoes.
Yeah.
You understand? That's what they will say. But nowadays, you actually celebrate it. On Sunday, you polish it and you are bouncing into church with it. Okay? And when the person who gave you those shoes sees them, he will be like, that boy is a big boy. He should not be wearing old shoes anymore. It is his conscience that will prick him. That's the system. The system brings the boy. That's why I said you don't bring men into the system.
It's your boys.
You start, that's why my boy. You start catching them young. You bring them into the system. You teach them the rudiments. The first thing to know is discipline. That is why you see a very rich man and he wears a very simple shirt. How did he learn it? He learned it from suffering, from serving a master. Okay? But here, this generation, the first 500,000 a child makes.
He wants to dress well.
So dress well. He spends 300 and something dressing and looking good. And leaves only about 300 and something for his business. No. Actually, a friend told me, one of my peers told me, he said, I told him, you are spending so much on the shop. He said, no, shop first. Let me continue living in a rented apartment. Let me build the shop. He was building the shop. Okay? His business premises. So let me build. Even if I crash I don't have rent to pay, I can come and sleep the shop. Nobody would know. But if I don't have a shop and I have a house, people will know. That is the idea behind that model. That model teaches you that there is a time to afford drink.
The time for luxury.
There's a time for luxury. Like those boys I talked about that were being flogged. If they left them alone from drinking Coke, they will drink beer.
They will drink
and after drinking beer, they will move to wine. Then they will start to add chicken and dry meat to it. You see, the business money is cutting down. And that's why anybody that goes to that, we never hear them, except in cases where the master was cruel. They are cruel humans. That's why you talk about exploitation. People finish serving them.
And they will not settle properly.
And they don't settle properly or adequately enough. Okay? That one is another matter.
Because of how you actually carried yourself during the process? Is it your fault?
That's no guarantee. That's no excuse. Someone has stayed for the required period, no matter how he carried himself. If he didn't carry himself well, you should have. Because there's room for being expelled from the program. There's room for that.
Okay.
For instance, if you continue stealing from your master and having all those kind of behavior, you can be expelled from the program. If you allow the person to stay the full course of the program, you should settle the person. So let's all agree that they are dubious persons. If you're unlucky to fall into the hands of such a master, at the end of your service year, he may come up with flimsy excuses why you should not be settled. There are one or two cases like that. But even at that, this is a communal, because in that market where you sell, it's a community. Others will poo-poo him. People will come and they will attack it. Okay, in the end, the child will still get justice somehow.
Now, in your own view, I would like to know, why is it that this scheme or this model has been this successful? Especially when you go to places like, let's say, Area Market, Onitsha Market, Alaba Market, like Aba. Now, in your own view, why is this scheme this successful?
It is successful because there are mentors to look up to.
Because the government is not actually sustaining it.
No. The day it becomes political, that is the day to fail. It is not political because it is culture. Culture does not fail. Culture is the way of life of the people. Your way of life cannot fail. You wake up, you say you're an Anang man, and BBO man, an Oron person.
Yoruba man.
You're a Yoruba man, Igbo man, you are
Hausa
wherever you come from. You learn those things from infancy. The language, the dressing, it becomes a part of you. So every time you enter a place and you are to pick a dress, the first thing that comes to your mind is your cultural attire. If you were raised well. That is the same thing with this business model. You look around and you see successful people out of this model. Okay? So the thing just runs like that. The day it becomes political, like government empowerment, that one will fail. But once it follows this structured approach, it is bound to succeed.
Is it because it is the Igbo culture? Because I have something I saw that it was after the Nigerian Civil War, and the Igbo needed a way to actually emancipate themselves from the stop of the war. They now said, okay, they set up this model. Can this economic model, can it actually work in other tribe or other ethnic group? Let's say, imagine it in Sokoto. Is it possible to work in other areas apart from the Igbo? Is it something that has to do with the Igbo culture? It must be the Igbo culture.
No. It is there are actually traces of this in other cultures. For example, when we talk about Africa's richest man, Dangote, we know that his wealth came as a result of a loan given to him by his uncle. That's a glimpse of that model. He stood on the shoulder of his uncle to rise to the level that he is now. Okay. Every culture has traces of this, but the Igbo system has been entrenched and has become a system. It has become a system and has become very successful. Okay, because of how large. We trace this back to people like the father of Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu, Sir Louis Ojukwu himself. Those are the people. That was the first man that started all these night buses you see, transportation business after the war. He started it. Then he set it up in a way that his own drivers also became owners of those transport companies. Okay, he settled his drivers. So if you drive for me, I am running a farm. I am running a farm as we speak, and I'm incorporating that model. I don't know why I should be saying this because I will not tell them. Those I employ. In my case, I will pay them salaries. Okay, but
why are you trying to be different?
I'm trying to be different. I'm trying to raise people.
Is it a part of the modernity we're talking about?
Yes. If I call people to come and work for me without paying them, they will not put their best.
That's what you're talking about?
No. I'm calling adults.
Okay, not boys.
I'm not calling boys.
Okay.
I will look around the community. I will still find boys. And when they come to me of their own, I will raise them like that. When they come to me of their own, remember, I have to give them accommodation. I have to give them food. So basically, they will live on my farm.
Okay.
Understand? And then they will grow. When it's time, I will release them. But the difference, I will not tell them. I want to see how they put themselves. Agriculture is not something that you force someone to do, or else it will fail. It has to come from the heart, passion. I've gone to all the school I have gone to. But in the end, I've always known that agriculture is a passion for me. That's the kind of person you need to empower. So if those persons come and work for me for 5 years, I want to look at mine between 5 and 7 years. Around that window, I would have raised enough cash to start them, even if it's just a small size of land. They have their different units, okay, and hand it over to them. The idea there is to try to raise the farm model that I'm running. The farm model is not all about profit alone. It's also about caring about the consumer. Okay, so you raise quality animals, quality crops, and then sell at a sensible price, a friendly price. Okay, and while you sell, you have points where they can pick up, and you're sure of the quality and price. So you have outlets. So that's how I want to model people that think like that. Not these things we see that people are out to just take advantage of people. Okay. That is what that model does again. Your master transfers his principles, his vision. It's the way you want to do something. Says my boss does not do it like that. Okay? Morgan will do like that. We don't do like that for our shop. You will hear that thing in the market. We don't do like that for this shop. We don't do like that for this shop. We don't tell that for this shop. How is it that you go to a bar and you give somebody money and you trust that it will bill?
That's another area I want to come to.
That is what we are talking about. Those are virtues that we pass down.
So apart from the business that you learn, the discipline, they also pass some virtues.
Virtues are passed down to you. And if you do not exemplify those virtues, your master will tell you that he's not proud of you. Okay? And when it's time, even after settling people, there are still boys that he will pray for specially. Innocent Chukwuma, innocent Moto, innocent Chukwuma, innocent Moto. It's like an example.
Because chariots.
When you read his story, you will see where he said that he was so honest. His master told him, you will go far.
One of the problems people have about modernizing the boy business model is because they feel that it will kill the spirits behind it, which is the spirit of brotherhood, the spirit of loyalty, the spirit of growth. Do you actually share in such sentiments?
When you say modernizing, I don't know what you want to modernize.
Like certification should actually be introduced into it. Of course, 7 years is like going to school. 5 years is like going to school.
That is when you are trying to cause problem. Those that have been certified, how far? Okay. Those that studied business management, and were certified BSc. They proceeded to masters, got an MSc. Some got what do you call it? MBA, Master of Business what? Administration. Some got PhD. How far? I'm telling you that this is a system that has raised more millionaires per thousand than any university system in the world. Even Harvard has not raised so.
So if you adopt it now, for instance, how do you juxtapose it with those that want to go to school and those that want to learn business?
No. If you want to go to school,
is there a leeway for you to also go to school while still in the process?
While learning, I told that you start this one when you are a kid.
Okay.
So by your early 20s, you're already done with the program. By your early 20s, you're already done with the program. So you can go to school. If that is, don't you know that most of these people are graduates? Some, even after graduating from secular schools, universities, come and enroll in the program of their own choice. Now, a man is coming to enroll, so he knows what he wants. So there's no two shouting like you shout with the boy. He brings himself, he says, I want to learn how to make suits. I know of someone that read law, after reading law, done the certificate, and went and bought sewing machines and filled up a hall. And hired people who know how to sew. While they were sewing, he was learning alongside. When I asked why, he said his passion was never to read any law. But his father wanted a lawyer. So he gave his father a lawyer and then came back to his passion. So if you're talking about modernizing, want to add education to it, yes, let these boys go to school side by side. But don't touch the basis of the program. Come and what type of certificate are you going to give? That this one is qualified in character and in learning and can operate a shop? What's that? The certification is in the result. It's in the result. These are people that go to China, conduct businesses. They go all over Asia. Wherever there's business, there's an Igbo man. They're in Japan. They are the rep of every product. They bring it to the country and they do business with those people. Okay? And that is the certification you need to work.
What about in this time and age where we have YouTube videos, tech startups, you understand? We have MBAs and the rest of. What is the place of this model? Can it compete?
The model does not need to compete. The model speaks for itself. The model speaks for itself. Okay, let me ask this. If you are attending a seminar on how to create wealth, and the man in suit after teaching you all that, and another man walks in with a simple shirt and tells you I've been creating wealth for the past 20 years, who would you so listen to? You listen to the man who has been doing the business.
Yeah.
You ask him how, why do you do this? How do you do this? And he will tell you how and why. Because all the things we learn in the seminars, in the classrooms, are merely textbook approach. They fell flat when you get to the market. They fell flat when you get to the market. How do you come into a shop? The person has no goods, but is making sales. Because he has built a relationship. Nobody will teach you that in the classroom. Okay? Even if they teach you, it is just all those textbook things. You bring it to the market, it will fall flat. I'm very sure you have heard many times that the market, nature market was burnt to the ground.
Yes.
But you go back there a few
People are
weeks
still
later,
there.
the place is better. If it was a 2-story when it was built, it's now a 4-story building. So you think that they had all the money in the bank? Even if they did, that fire that happened is enough to break somebody. But nobody dies because people rally around you.
So I mean that the thing is not just train somebody, it actually build a network around
It
you.
builds a community. I'm saying this is a culture. I've said it over and over. It's a culture. A culture is a way of life of not the man, but the people. Okay? So there's something we say in Igbo. We say, Onyahana waneya. Onyahana waneya means nobody leaves his brother behind. It's like what they do in the military. Even if a brother falls, someone picks him up.
Because an Igbo man, because I don't know, because some other culture, ethnic group would have had some some stuff for just the inside the team to carry the dribble people.
There are, let me not paint the picture of an El Dorado that the Igbo man is a perfect man. There are dubious people, okay? But the community will sound you out. The community will expose you. They call out, okay? Because they're going to bring a bad name. They're going to bring a bad name. Let me even bring a real life situation. You know about the thing that happened in Aba and spilled over all over Igbo land. We call it the Bakassi boys. You remember them?
The
Sakaba boys that we watched in that
was real?
movie. That was a real thing. The woman got a contract to supply shoes to the National Youth Service Corps. Those shoes that they use. The woman was given the contract. So she came to Aba, to the shoe factory. There's a thriving shoe factory in Aba. Several entrepreneurs making beautiful. Most of the shoes you say bought made in China. Made in Aba. But labeled made in China. So she came down and gave them the contract to make those shoes. It was a huge contract that was to put so much money in that market. So the people were waiting for her to bring the money. Then there was no wire transfer. There was no all these things. So the woman came with the money and lodged in a hotel there. And the taxi man that took her to the hotel later brought armed robbers who robbed her and killed the woman and dumped her corpse on the street. So someone saw and went and told them. And the guys wept their eyes out. So they traced those men that did that thing, and that was the beginning of the Bakassi boys. That is a communal action, weeding out the bad eggs from their midst. There's nothing like you're my brother. But once you fall out of the line of decency that the community approves, so everybody gives you up. You understand? That is what has kept that model that you see. I told you that you have mentors to look up to. So you joined the model. You are an older person in the community. We're all together playing football. Then you left for Onitsha, for Lagos, Computer Village, anywhere. And 3 years later, I joined. And I now see you now. When I come, you're now an older person. You are giving me lectures on how this thing runs, okay? You're telling me, behave yourself. You see now. See how my life is. Behave yourself. I see you, I look up to you. Okay? It's not, the problem we have with our own level of our education, this education that we are doing, this university education, is that you graduate. In fact, when you are in school, you see the person that graduated 5 years ago walking around with no job. It demoralizes you that is still in the system. But if you turn around and everybody ahead of you is driving good cars, married and living well, my friend, your CGPA will kick. To kick because you want to finish and run out. Okay? Why people are trying is because nobody is mentoring them in that line. Everybody finished 5, 10, 15 years ago.
There's no job.
He's still
Others are
on the streets, like we say. But in this system, there's nothing like that. But once you are done, except something really goes bad between you and your mentor, okay? That's where we have those stories. But over 70-80% of the time, it's success.
Now, is it just all about trade and commerce? Can you actually work in, let's say, a service-based industry? Let's say like tech now, for instance.
Yeah, of course.
Is it just about
Computer Village now? Computer Village. They bring you, start from fixing. What are we talking about? We use Innocent here now. Innocent started from importing after learning from his master. Okay, started from importing the bikes. After a while, started producing the rubber parts. So he will import, they will knock it down, only the metal parts. He will produce the rubber parts. That cuts down the costs and increases his profits. After a while, he started producing the bikes themselves, everything, the metal and the rubber. Now he's doing cars. So it's whatever industry the model fits in, whether agriculture, whether tech, even if you bring it to religion, it fits in. The idea is you serve. While serving, you learn. While learning, you evolve.
So you're empowered.
Then you're empowered. What glues it together is loyalty. No matter how you rise, the master is still able to call you and you appear. Loyalty, you still hold on to the qualities, you hold on to those ethics that have been let down. The master says everyone that saves you must be settled, and you carry that philosophy. You don't break the chain. Loyalty to the things that you have been done. You have been trying to ask, and you have been asking, can this be borrowed? Can this be
replicated?
If only we don't politicize it.
There's not coming to that.
There's no politicizing of this matter. And once you politicize it, every culture has traces of it. If you go and ask your father, he will tell you about people in the community who raised men. Okay? The problem is always in disloyalty.
To the ideology.
To the ideology. The problem is always in disloyalty. That is where the political raising fails. I know you are well read. You remember we used to have the Zik movement. Zikists. They were people who were of their whole stock.
Yes.
No matter how much you pay them, they are whole people.
Yeah.
Do we have such kind of movements now? That was that same mentality now. Because this movement has an ideology. So we follow it. So if you must adopt this and bring it into a formal setting, you must build an ideology that will be attractive enough to hold people captive in quotes. Okay? So no matter what you put them through, they know that success is at the end of that pyramid. So they rise with it. But once you break that chain, you disappoint.
The Igbo people, or the people of Igbo ethnic group, are intentionally ensuring that they sustain that drive.
Yes, we are
intentional. It's not just about it. It's just about people wanting to sustain it intentionally.
Something leads to something. Something leads to something. And you alluded to it when you said after the Civil War. After the Civil War, the Igbo nation
was demoralized.
Yes, had to have a discussion with itself.
Okay.
So it was like a rejected people. Remember, after the war, whatever you had was virtually lost. Had to start from the scratch. It was like a rejected people. Okay?
Yeah.
So you had to look inwards to rise. Okay? That is actually what is behind most of this tenacity. Okay? It's not hate. It's not anger. No, it's not. It's the kind of energy that a poor child has. That is it. Imagine an orphan who is deprived, who is treated poorly in a home. That orphan,
you want to rise up.
Yes. Decides to channel whatever anger he has into self-development. That child will go far. While the other person who has an abundance will lazy around. And in the end, by the time the scores are checked, the orphan will have fared better. In development studies, we call it resource curse. The resources of the other person becomes a curse. And they cannot develop.
There's something that is very intriguing about this thing. You see, now I'm into selling spare part, for instance.
That's right.
In Aba, in Ariaria markets, I go to my village, let's say Anambra, for instance, a place in Anambra, and I go and get 5 boys to come to Ariaria markets. I'll teach them how to sell these spare parts, how I sell these spare parts, everything about spare parts, and also empower them with spare parts shops. Like, are they not afraid of competitors or competition?
Fear of competition.
Because imagine that I'm trying to make sure that everybody is selling the same thing.
That is the problem. That is the problem. The word competition, I was trying to avoid it. You don't do competition, you do collaboration. In ordinary places, when you open a shop, you don't want anybody to steal from you.
Yes.
So you send people who will buy.
You will buy up the business.
But when you go to, let's keep mentioning the East, because this is where the model operates. If you go to Aba or Nishan, you go to Computer Village, someone gets a shop like this. No one person owns a shop. No one person stays in the shop alone. Most likely you see there's a corner, someone else will sit there. In front, someone else will sit. Because I cannot deliver service 100%. Let me use the
collaboration.
Auto industry, for instance. No company, no car manufacturing company produces everything complete. Most car manufacturing companies only produce the chassis, they weld the chassis. But once they form the frame of what they want, the engine comes from somewhere, the headlights come from somewhere, until I assemble it.
Yeah.
But as long as you are the one that designed the model, the car bears your name. You get the point? What to look out for is not competition. That's what kills. Okay? So when you I'm talking about the farm now, my own farm. Say I'm green farms. I'm talking about my farm. So why am I trying to raise people that will come and also own farms? Am I not afraid of competition? No, I'm not. The fact is that the products I have can never run out of demand. Okay? That's the point. When you have that mindset, am I not the boss? I'm the boss. I'm the one in charge of everything. Okay? So you are my boys. So someone comes to me, he wants products, I sell. If he doesn't want, let me even give you an example. So there are 10 shops lined up like this. They're all selling spare parts, like you said. You come in here, you don't like the price, you move into the next shop. Who are you buying from?
The same person.
Most likely it's my shop or my boy. My boy's glory is my glory. Because in the end, we'll still sit down. Have you ever seen Saturdays? You go to primary school here. You go to primary school. You see, the Igbo guys, that's the only day they have. Not Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah,
they come and play football. After they go and sit down somewhere and eat and drink. And the table is filled. Everybody brings money. The same money we made from that so-called competition. During Christmas period, everybody comes together.
Yeah.
When there's an event, everybody supports each other. That is the spirit. It's not the spirit of being. The spirit of competition is that I want to be the only person
doing this.
The only big man. Every other person is my small man. No. If someone comes, I told you about this earlier. Someone places a demand that I cannot meet. I cannot never say I will not meet it. I cannot meet it. No, I will never say that. I tell him, let me get to my other shop. And indeed, I get there. And if you follow me to that shop, you will not believe I don't own the shop. Because I will walk into the shop, you hear, "Okay, good morning, sir." And I will place demands of them. And they will run around and deliver the demands. The same thing if my boy comes to my shop. All he will say, let me go to our other shop. He will come. I said, Chukuma, how far? He said, I want 50. He will just enter and carry whatever he wants. I will not even interfere. I will not say I'm the boss, don't touch that thing. No. He will enter, pick whatever he wants, deliver it to the customer, come back to me and say, I took 50. I trust him because I trained him now. Remember that we talked about ethics that we instilled. I trust it. I don't question it, I trust it. He picked 50. I was not even looking. But I'm sure that he picked 50. Later, when I do my accounting, nothing will be missing. You get the point now?
Yeah.
So that is how the system is structured. When once you structure, you don't fear competition. Because in the real sense, it is not competition. It is collaboration. And that is why the system will continue to flourish. Continue to flourish. As long as I keep saying it is a culture. The culture of holding hands together. Holding hands together. We will not be here forever. So, me that is raising someone today, tomorrow, my own people may need to be raised by those I raised.
There's a picture that just came to my mind. You know, when we used to be small in primary school, they used to tell us, form a big circle.
Form a circle. A circle.
Big circle. Form a circle. It's as if that's the idea.
That is the idea. I told you, in Igbo, we say, one year, don't leave your brother behind. The best place where things like this are exemplified is in the military. So you are Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, TV, Bibio.
The military is what?
When once you join the army, you are soldiers.
Yeah.
The tribe just fades away. If you go and beat a soldier, all of them will come for you. They will not say, was it an Igbo man that beat him? They will not. They will first beat with a palm. Maybe, peradventure, while they are beating you, you start crying out in your local dialect, and one of them hears, and he will not tell his friends, maybe not kill him, maybe not kill him. But at least
they've touched him.
They've dealt with you. You understand?
Yeah.
So that is the idea. If this country must succeed, we must play down on politics. Politics divides. Politics divides. Politics divides. We must play down on politics. What we should play up is our culture. Because if you go around the country, I have been opportune to go around, not south. The only part of the country I've not really gone into is the southwest. But I've gone through the north. I've been to Sokoto. I've been to Borno. I've been to Jos. I've lived all my life in the south side. I'm from the southeast. I've been to the north central. I can tell you that our culture as Nigerians is a culture of love. What divides us? Politics and religion. These are the two weapons. If we can bring that cultural part of us out and use it to do business, okay, use it to do economic empowerment, we'll do very well. That is what the Igbo apprenticeship system is based on. Okay, that is just what it is based on. There are situations where, no matter how you look at the model, no matter how you try to look at it, all you see is just success. No matter the challenges that has presented themselves, okay, over the years, this system has lived through a lot. It has lived through difficult times. Even if money fails, that system will not fail. I tell you why. Because it is built on not just money, but values and social capital.
Yeah, social capital.
Social capital.
It's true, yes.
The fact that someone can recommend you, sit down here and make a call to China, and someone gives you goods. Okay, so money can fail, but that social capital will sustain that system. I assure you of that.
Now, is there a place for the government to come in? Because is it possible for government to assist to enhance this model through loans?
The government can not loans. The government can assist by
maybe partnering with those big businesses to get
picking up. You see, at times why mentors people are careful about picking people is because in the end they will need to settle them, and they may not have all the resources to settle them. So if the government makes, let's say, available grants to established businesses, okay, give them grants to expand the business, they will have more financial arm, more resources to be able to bring in more people, mentor them, and then settle them. We are seated here in Uyo now, doing this podcast. Let's talk about the timber market. I go there to get some of their products for my farm. Let's talk about that market. So what if the government picks those big boys there and maybe gives 10 million naira to them, okay, and attaches five boys for mentoring? 10 million naira will boost that man's business, right? And put him in a good frame of mind, right? To mentor those 5 boys. Let those 5 boys serve him, no pay. They sign up for it, they serve, okay? Now that is where the cultural part will come. Because the child has to show respect for elders. Not this thing that we see with the Gen Zs, arguing. You understand? The child has to show respect for constitutional authority. They say, come to the shop by 7. You are there by 7. No argument with the boss. You finish the man, you go back home. You wash the man's clothes. You clean his shoes. All that is not servitude. You are putting the master in the right frame of mind to open up to you. I tell you a short story. The story says a boxer, a revered boxer, worked so hard and then became a trainer after many years. So he trained this young boxer. The young boxer became a world champion. The world champion gloried in his success, and then one day he challenged his master to fight. He beats the man to a pulp during the match. But just when everybody thought he was about to knock the man out, a left hook, an uppercut, the master knocked him out. After the match, the man was asked, how did you do it? The boy beat you to a pulp. What happened? He says, it's a stupid boy. There are 100 tricks. I taught him 99. I was waiting for the last day to tell him the last one, but he refused to wait. You understand? So that is the thing about mentoring. You must follow the master until the day he lays his hand and says, you may go. That is when you are sure of success. Even at that, you still remain attached. Because the day will come when you meet a violent force out there.
And you need your master.
You need your master to speak on your behalf. That is what we do not have these days.
Is it just that? I feel that even our value system is actually affects that program. Because, you see, there was a time the federal government did something called You Win. And one of the criteria was that you need to have some certain number of persons working under you. We've had such things. But the sincerity of those people that get these grants.
It was political. I keep telling you about political. The government was giving 10 million. That's a whole lot of money to people. I started that process, I didn't finish it, so I know a lot about it. I have friends who, I don't know any of them who is still running that business till now.
Yeah.
So the question is, I mentioned it here, that when I want to pick people to mentor in my own farm, that I will not tell you what I'm doing. I want to see how you express the interest. So those were young graduates who just came back from national service, people. So for the sake of that program, they floated businesses. Okay, rented spaces, made it look like the business place. They were granted the grant and they shut down the place and left with the money. Got married. Some of them are actually out of the country as we speak. Those that I know, most of them are out of the country as we speak. This other model gives you for 7 years. 7 years is a long time for you to run away if you are not serious. 7 years will humble you. You will see the best and the worst of your master. And then you will make up your mind that this is what I want to do. By the time you are being settled, it has been confirmed that you have interest in this business. Okay? Let me place that you talked about with another program. I don't know if we can mention the program here. The Tony Lumelu Foundation runs an empowerment program for youths all over Africa.
Yes.
I'm a beneficiary. Okay? Of this current year. Now, by the time you are declared a winner, you think it's time to celebrate. It's not. You start applying in January. The shortlist comes out in March, towards the end of March. From March till about this time, August, my brother, classes, master classes. Okay, sessions upon sessions. You are made to go through. It's so strenuous. You can even drop out. If you are not ready, you will drop out. That is what the government does not do with political empowerment. They just come and they toss the money there. No
proper training.
If those people were picked, moved into an academy.
Strenuous.
Yes. Just if someone says he wants to do pig farming, you ask him what is a pig, what is the model of the farm, how will it look? He can AI anything and give to you and get the money. Then use the money to open a boutique, which is actually his interest.
Or get married.
Okay? If he says he wants to do pig farming, you pick him, take him to a model farm, and drop him there for 3 months. If it's not serious,
he will run away. Okay.
But by the time he has undergone the training for 3 months, he keeps coming and keeps coming and keeps coming and keeps coming. Even if he was not serious, by the time he sees the process and sees the output, which is the interest,
you develop
real genuine interest. We will not give him the money.
You know what to do.
Yeah, you know what to do with it. That's the difference with this and the political empowerment.
Okay.
So that you win was...
So politicians should not come into this.
Politicians, if they want to come in, they should allow the masters running. Just give the grants. Give the grants and step out. Don't try to nominate people to go there. Okay? Let the masters pick the same process that brings people, let it bring people in. From the catchment area, wherever, if you say it's from my local government, let the people still come from the local government. Okay? Because once you go and nominate, he that pays the piper dictates the tune. If the man that gives the money nominates his cousin, there's no way in the end you will say the cousin did not do well. You will free him to go. So that's the point.
All right, now, are people actually still doing it now?
My God, till tomorrow.
Now that people use Web3 to make money?
Till tomorrow. Whereas there are people who have gone into the ways of the fast lane.
Because now everything is now about people. I don't think there are young persons that want to stay 7 years.
There are still a few persons. There are still, not a few. That modernization you talked about has come in because some other businesses that were not part of it are now part of it, like the tech. Okay, it's now happening in the tech area. If you go to the computer village now in Lagos, you will know what I'm talking about. So people come, they understudy their master how to repair phones or sell electronics, and over time, it's happening in many diverse areas. If you go to Aba just next door here, and you need 5 suits, you go there in the morning by 10 a.m. By 4 p.m., you return to you with 5 suits. Okay, pay for the material. Someone is cutting it. Someone is ironing it. Someone is fixing the arm. Like that. That's a chain. Okay? Like the guy I talked about who read law. That's what he's doing. By the time you just go, they tell you, okay, maybe you go and walk around the city. By the time you come back 3 hours later, you see your suits ironing, doing the final ironing. Now, that process, there are people also understudying it currently as we speak. Okay? Some of the finest tailors are there. I told you about shoemaking. They make great shoes. Some of those things that you see His Excellency in just on weekend wear. It's his friend from Bazu that introduced them to him. Some of those fine clothes you see are from Aba. So this model is a model that any serious-minded government should see how to adopt. Every culture can carry it because every culture has honest people.
Okay.
Every culture has loyal people. Those are the qualities that you need. You need honesty.
You need loyalty.
You need loyalty. You need dedication. Okay? Once you have this, you are honest, you are loyal, you are dedicated to what you are doing. Under dedication is hard work. Okay? And then you respect constituted authority, you will do well. The model, it will just fly. It will just fly. And you must have hunger for, the Igbo man is hungry. The Igbo man is never satisfied.
Yeah.
It is not greed. It looks like greed, but it's not greed. It is driven out of experience. It's just like you go to the East now, you see, my friends ask me when we go to the East, they say, what? You are building all these buildings. I say it's out of experience. When the Civil War broke out and Igbos ran back home from wherever they were, men who had mansions,
they could not go back again.
Came back home and discovered that they had to stay in their father's houses. They didn't have any house. So that experience taught everyone that while you build out there, you must also build, whether you live there or not. A day will come when you return, even if it's for burial. Okay? So that mentality, experience, is what drives this one. That you must succeed. There's no end to success. If you're a millionaire, you can become a billionaire. If you're a billionaire, you can be a multi-billionaire, even if you're not a trillionaire. Okay? So the more you have, the more that is demanded of you. While that goes on, you continue to make progress. That is it.
We cannot actually exhaust this conversation. I think that we'll have to continue again because it's an interesting part of the Igbo people that I actually admire. In fact, that is what makes the Igbo man very unique. Very, and it's only another way they use in actually dominating everywhere they go to.
No. The word dominates is wrong.
How do they do?
The word dominates is wrong. I would like to use the word influence.
Okay, influence.
This is the point. No, I'm using that word deliberately and honestly too.
Okay.
This is the point. If I come into a place with just a bar, polythene bar, and over time, I create wealth out of that place.
You go and bring your product.
And I bring people and raise them there. And I develop the place. Because that's the thing about Igbo man. He will buy property. And develop he will build good. He will, if you give him the chance, he can tie the roof.
Yes, I know.
And put water there.
That's true.
If I do that, I'm not dominating that place. I'm influencing that place. Because if the indigenous of that place come close, they can become part of that model. That's the thing about this model. The model is not tribalistic. The model is only looking out for loyalty. So if it is in Yobe, if it's in Damaturu, Yobe State, and the youth of Damaturu identify with the person running the model, they will become part of the model. I was in the north, and I know that most of the guys running business in the north use the youth of the area
to actually develop.
Yes. So that idea of dominating is that what people don't always understand is that this is my community. We have been here for years. This place has been there. Nobody has been using it. Suddenly somebody comes from nowhere
to develop it,
and then begins to do business before our very eyes, and the business begins to prosper. So it's like he's dominating us. No, he's not.
He's influencing.
He has influenced the environment. And if you key in, the way I live, the place was just there. A young man came and started popcorn by the roadside. Everybody started popcorn. He left, retreated right inside, bought a kiosk, started charging phones, doing other things like that. Today he has expanded so much, he has bought his own house. And the youth of the area were smart enough. They also joined in doing those kind of allied businesses. And the entire place that used to be very dark, it's not lighting because everybody's mounting a solar lights here and there. So if you come back by past 10, that place is lively. People are doing chicken and other things. You see, that young man has influenced someone else who is mischievous, may say he has dominated.
Okay. That's a fine place to actually leave the conversation. And I think we'll have another opportunity again to host you because the conversation is very interesting. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Okay, thank you very much. On that note, we'll come to the end of today's episode of Clockwise. Now, do not forget to like, subscribe, and put on your notification bell on this channel. And also do not forget that the illiterate of 21st century are not those who do not go to school or those who will not go to school, but are those who have refused to evolve as the environment is evolving. My name is Providence. See you again.